Reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 4, verse number 7. Read. I did not open yet. Read. Shamavadatam vidadam Prasantarunalochanam Durbhishchaturvirvidhitam
Pita Kausambarena cha Shyama
Avadatam
beautiful with black color. Virajam formed by pure goodness. Prasanta peaceful. Aruna reddish. Lochanam eyes. Durbhi by the arms. Chaturbhi four. Viditam being recognized. Pita and
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Sharanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: The Lord's body is blackish but is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, and very, very beautiful. His eyes are always peaceful, and they are reddish like the rising morning sun. I could immediately recognize him as a supreme personality of Godhead by his four hands and different symbolic representations and yellow silk garment. Please repeat. The Lord's body is blackish, but is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, and very, very beautiful. His eyes are always peaceful, and they are reddish like the rising morning sun. I could immediately recognize him as the supreme personality of Godhead by his four hands, different symbolic representations, and yellow silk garments. Chapter verse number 8. Vama vadishtya Dakshinangri saroruham Apashritar bakhasvatam Akrisham tyaktva pippalam. Vame of the left, Urav, thigh, Adhishtya, placed on, Dakshina, Angri, Saroruham, the right lotus feet, Apashita, taking right rest against, Arbaka, young, Aswatam, banyan tree, Akrisham, cheerful, Tyaktva, having left, Pippalam, household comforts. Translation: The Lord was sitting, taking rest against a young banyan tree, with his right lotus feet on his left thigh. And although he had left all the household comforts, he looked quite cheerful in that posture. Purport. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the Lord sitting posture, keeping his back against newly grown banyan tree, is also meaningful. The Ashwatha banyan tree is so called because the tree does not die very quickly. It continues to live for many, many years. The Lord's legs and their energies are the material ingredients, which are five in all: earth, water, fire, air, and sky. The material energies represented by the banyan tree are all products of his external potency and are therefore kept to his back. And because this particular universe is the smallest of all, The banyan tree is therefore designated as small or as a child. Tyakto Pippalam indicates that he had now finished his pastimes in this particular small universe. But since the Lord is absolute and eternally blissful, there is no difference between his leaving and accepting something. The Lord was now prepared to leave this particular universe and go to another, just like the sun rises on the particular part of this planet and set on another part doesn't change its own situation. ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगरगुणान्वितं तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सललिता Air at 6'9". नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधे नमस्ते नमस्ते सारस्वती What happened? Okay, fine. So, thank you so much for coming again for the Srimad Bhagavatam discourse. So, today we can see how Lord's beauty is very beautifully, Lord's body, the features, how beautifully it is, appreciated. So, this Abrahamic religions, even though they accept the personal representation of the Lord, because, for example, the Bible says the Father in the heaven, and also Islam religion, they do accept that, some of them heard the Lord and saw the Lord. So it's very, even though they accept the personal features, they don't explain how the Lord looks like. That's why when we present the form of the Lord, they can't accept it. But our scriptures, which is meant not for Mlechas, but for Aryans. Aryans means highly civilized. Aryans is not a representation of a very specific race. Normally people think Aryan is a race. Aryan is not race. Actually, once I was giving a class about this Aryan Dravidian theory. So I was searching this whole Veda base. Wherever the Aryan is mentioned, it always Prabhupada referred to civilization, culture, way of life. That's how the word Aryan is always used, the whole Veda base. Wherever the Dravidan is used, it's used only for geographical differences. So, Aryan, Dravidan, this is actually almost like it is comparing apples to, like apples to mountains. So, if you want to compare apple, you must compare orange. You cannot compare the mountains. Two different things, not related. So Aryans about the culture and Dravidian about the geological situations, differences. So it's very, very clear. That's how the whole Veda base handles the word Dravidian, Aryan. So this Vedic culture is for Aryans. It means highly civilized people, and who start the life with the question of Aryans start the life with the question of Atato Brahma Jignasu. Now inquire about the Lord. So they start inquiring about who is Lord, who am I. But whereas Mlechas are concerned, the Mlechas, they start the life with the question of how to enjoy my senses. So when the Lord gives the scripture for them, and He don't give very detailed explanation. That's why if you see the Abrahamic religions, their whole preaching, whole philosophy is showing the Lord the form of anger. Do this. Otherwise you will go to hell. Otherwise, So it's always Lord is seen like that. But here in our scriptures, the Lord is never shown in the form of anger. He is shown in the topmost ecstasy, which is called as prema, pure love. He is shown like that. So the devotees, what happened? The devotees who is showing the Lord, who is seeing the Lord with pure devotion, preman jadap churita bhakti vilochanena. What was Brahma Samhita? Santas sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti yam shama sundaram achintya gunaswarupam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. What was it is? Brahma Samhita 5. Which was 37 or somewhere? 38. Premanjana churida bhakti vilochanena santas sadaiva hridayesha vilokayanti yam shama sundaram achintya gunaswarupam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Lord Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Shama Sundara, Krishna himself with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees see in the heart of hearts, with the eye of devotion tinged with salve of love. So, if you want to see the Lord, you should have the eyes filled with, tinged with the salve of love. Prema Anjana. So, that's why we don't realize God. Why we don't realize God? Why we don't realize Krishna is simply because we have not anointed our eyes. We have not anointed our eyes with pure prema. So we have to wait. We have to wait patiently, practice sadhana bhakti, then we can see the Lord. But how did Brahma see the Lord? How did Brahma see the Lord? What was his features? Brahma see forehead. Here, according to Brahma Samhita, how we see the Lord? Venum navantamaravindadalaya daksham Varhavadam samasitam buddhasundarangam Kantarpakoti kamaniya vishesha shobham Govindamadi purusham damaham bhajami. I worship Lord Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with head decked with peacock feather, with the figure of beauty tinged with hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids. Clear? Why so much of commotion? No. Clear? But how Uddhava is seeing the Lord? Today's verse. How Uddhava is seeing the Lord? Shama Vadata Virajam Prashantarunalochanam Dorbir Chaturbir Viditam Pitakau Nacha. How is he? The Lord's body is blackish but is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge and very, very beautiful. His eyes are always beautiful and they are reddish like the rising morning sun. I could immediately recognize him as Supreme Personality of Godhead by his four hands. Different symbol representations and yellow silk garments. Why? Why is it like that? Brahma say he saw Venum, and either is saying I saw four hands. So the Lord ye yata mam prabhadyante tam sataiva bhajamyaham. So depends upon your bhava, depends upon your mood, depends upon what you want to see in the Lord. You want to see. What do you want to see? Arjuna wanted to see universal form, Virat Rupa. Then Krishna gave Drishtame Yogam Aishwaram. Then he gave this Drishti. Then he saw Krishna as a Virat Rupa. He saw Krishna as Virat Rupa. Whereas Yashoda Maya, Devaki, want to have Krishna as a son, then Krishna born as a son. So, what kind of, bhava you develop? Whereas Brahma, he was seeing Krishna in Venum Pravantam. But whereas Uddhava is concerned, Uddhava, he is a pure devotee of the Lord, but he belongs to Dwarka. Dwarka, they don't appreciate the 200 form of the Lord. They can't understand the 200 form of the Lord because he is a king there. He's a king, they always seem like a king. That's why, you see like that. You see like that. That has to be very clearly understood. So, whereas actually when Dhruva, is it Dhruva? He showed his 8 or 16 hands. 8 hands. 8 hands he showed to Dhruva. He came in eyes, Garuda. He came and then. Okay. So, and even Dhruva also? No? 400 only. Prachetas he came with? So it's depends upon how the devotees want to see him. He came. Even actually for Gajendra also, Lord came on the Garuda. Acharyas, they give explanation like this. When the Lord, he was when the Gajendra was calling Vishnu, and then he immediately rushed down. He did not even put his dress properly. It was all scattered down, and then he did not wear this earrings also properly, and then he was getting ready, and then the calls suddenly rushed like that. They add their the Lord's hurriness to help the devotees. So they add like that. So the Lord is very, very merciful, but we have to qualify to see the form of the Lord. Santa Sadeva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti. Santa Sadeva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti. The devotees, they see like that. They are getting actually so much happiness by looking at the feature of the Lord. Otherwise, you see, just look at Bhishma. You can see in Mahabharata, Duryodhana was doubting the loyalty of Bhishma. And then he said that you are just supporting the Pandavas, even though you are, with us, but you are always supporting them, you are not killing them. So Bhishma used this opportunity to get the mercy of Lord Krishna. And he said that, okay, tomorrow I am going to fight. such a way that all the Pandavas will be killed. Otherwise, Krishna has to take his weapon. See, he just put a hint there. And that day, Bhishma was furious on the battlefield. He was very, very furious. He was charging them. Like all the Pandavas, they could not actually. And finally, Krishna got so much angry and then jumped from the chariot, and then, he took the wheel of the chariot, and then he was about to hit Bhishma. It's very beautiful, it's very nice to see that particular part of it. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8. There you can see how beautifully, the Bhishma is appreciating the feature of the Lord. Once 9, 17, 9, sorry. But sometimes, being the leader of the devotees, he enjoys transcendental pleasure by descending to the material world. Although for him, only the material world is created. See, Krishna is ultimate friend of Arjuna. He has appeared on this earth in the transcendental body which resembles the beautiful bluish color of the tamara tree. His body attracts everyone in the three planetary system, upper, middle and lower. May his glittering yellow dress and his lotus face covered with paintings of sandalwood pulp be the object of my attraction. I may not desire fruitive results. On the battlefield where Sri Krishna attended Arjuna out of friendship, the flowing hair of the Lord Krishna turned ashen due to the dust raised by the hoof of the horses. And because of his labor, beads and sweat wetted his face. All his decorations, intensified by the wounds dealt by my sharp arrows, were enjoyed by him. Let my mind thus go unto Sri Krishna. Just imagine, this battlefield is going on, and then you are actually shooting the arrows on your enemy, and then he is taking a chariot wheel and then coming to charge you, and then do you see a minute? What is it? Why don't you just make it smaller? Do you see the minute? Do you see the? Why don't you make it smaller? The whole verse can see. Do you see the minute detail like this? He's saying that the flowing hair of the Lord Krishna turned into ashen. So Krishna's hair become ashen, and dust raised by the hoof of the horse, and then he is sweating on his face, and then there is a wound in the body. So he's explaining. In obedience to the command of his friend, Lord Sri Krishna entered the arena of a battlefield of Kurukshetra between the soldiers of Arjuna and Duryodhana, and while thus he shortened the lifespan of the opposite party of merciful glance. This was done simply by looking at the enemy. Let my mind be fixed upon that Krishna. So, actually, in 2009 or some 10, I don't know which year. So I was reading this whole chapter in the MRT metro. So I use the habit of when I come back from work, I'll be reading in the train, I'll be reading while walking. That's how. So I was reading this chapter. I was standing in the MRT. I still remember that I was standing in the train, and then I was reading this particular chapter. And then at the time I was thinking, when I die, someone should chant this. Just sitting next to me, if somebody can chant this, it will be so nice. I really appreciated the way the Brahma put his prayers on Sri Krishna. I was thinking, if someone can read this, when I die, it will be so nice. So of course, all of them, all prayers are very nice. Some or other, this was very close to me when I was reading. I appreciated a lot. Like I'm not anyone to appreciate it, but I got very much attracted to the way Bhishma explains this. At the moment 39, at the moment of death, Let my ultimate attraction to be Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver. You go to Veda base and show, because we're reading so many verses. It's more practical. Go to Veda base. You don't show. At the moment of my death, let my ultimate attraction to be Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver of Arjuna, who stood with the whip in his right hand and the bridle rope in his left, who was very careful to give protection to Arjuna's chariot by all means. Those who saw him on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original forms after death. 38, 39. So he says, anyone who saw Krishna, somebody asked a question recently. Everyone who died on the battlefield, you asked. So it's here from, whoever saw Krishna on the battlefield, they attained. No, attained the original forms after death. It is clearly mentioned. Let my mind be fixed upon Lord Sri Krishna, whose motions and smiles of love attracted the damsels of Vrajadama. Damsels imitated the characteristic movement of the Lord after his disappearance from Rasa dance. 42. Now I can meditate with full concentration upon that one Lord, Sri Krishna, now present before me, because now I have transcended the misconceptions of duality in regards to his presence in everyone's heart. Even in the heart of the mental speculators, he is in everyone's heart. The sun may be perceived differently, but the sun is one. So the Goswami said, thus Bhishma Dev merged himself in the super soul Lord Sri Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, with his mind, speech, sight, actions, and thus he becomes silent and his breath stopped. So the reason for meditating the feature of the Lord is this. Your mind, your speech, your sight, actions, and thus, your mind, speech, silent, and actions all should merge on the Lord. Vishate tat anantaram. Bhagavad Gita, right? Vishate means, merge, enters. So our mind should enter at Krishna. Our thought, our speech, our sight, our action, everything should be merged with Krishna. That's why Prabhupada made a beautiful system starting from Mangal Harati, and then you read books and sleep at the night. Whatever you do, Etkaroshi, whatever. From morning to night, you have to keep at least your mind, speech, your senses, your sight, action, some or other linking with Krishna. Seeing the devotees, seeing the deities, preaching, doing deity worship, doing cooking, distributing, prasadam, whatever you do, So that is the purpose of our spiritual life. Not to gain some knowledge and get puffed up. Knowledge is only a subservient of this. Knowledge is a subservient of this principle. After all, knowledge was the last option given in Bhakti Yoga. If you cannot do anything, then take shelter of knowledge. Right? That's what Krishna says. Chapter 12, verse number 10, 11, around that. If you cannot do any of this, then take shelter of knowledge. Because knowledge will show you who Krishna is. After you know who is Krishna, then you have to go karmana, manasa, vacha. 12? 12, Krishna says, if you cannot do anything else, if you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in cultivation of knowledge. So it means knowledge is not important. Knowledge is a walking stick. Knowledge is actually walking stick. When a child learns to walk, he hold actually the walls and then stand. He needs something or he needs someone hand, to hold. But once you know Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, you don't really learn knowledge by reading Bhagavatam. You read Bhagavatam to appreciate your intense love for Krishna. You don't read Bhagavatam, you don't read the scriptures to gain knowledge. You simply read this to appreciate the Lord. Oh, how beautiful Lord, how merciful Lord. The 6 qualities of the Lord. Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Yasas, you say right? So, you read Bhagavatam, you read the philosophy simply to appreciate the 6 qualities of the Lord. If you don't do this and simply gain knowledge, without putting it in service of Krishna, without putting it into practice, the knowledge will become a heavy burden. Bharam. Right? It is said, no? That Sukadeva Goswami says in 2nd canto, 3rd chapter. He's saying it is only Bharam. You know the verse? It's Bharam. So simply a burden, simply a burden. It's in anyway, you can see this, around 2nd chapter, 2nd canto, 3rd chapter. Yeah, 21. 2, 3, 21. Can someone read? தண்ணியெல்லாம் ஃபுல் பண்ணியாச்சா? வாட்டர் டேங்க் ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கா? Within 20 minutes செக் பண்ணுங்க அதை.
Upper portion of the body, though crowned with hands, though decorated with glittering bangles, unlike those of a dead man, is not created in the service of the personality of Godhead.
Clear? So, if you don't, if your head is full of weight of knowledge, and then it simply become actually burden. But actually in other ways, in Srimad Bhagavatam, you can see, where is it? It's mentioned, I think, 3rd canto, 2nd chapter, I think it's 3rd chapter. This is 4th chapter, right? I think 3rd chapter, you can see that Krishna's feet is adorned by, like millions of helmets, those is there. Millions of helmets are actually koti bihi. So, koti kirita bihi, or koti kirita bihi, it is there. So, Krishna's feet is actually surrounded by millions of helmets, touching his feet and then producing the sound. It says like that, yeah, 3:2:21. 3:2:21. So these two verses are contrast to each other. Lord Sri Krishna is the, you can read someone?
Lord Shri Krishna is so mild and merciful.
No. 3:2:21. What are you showing? Yeah, read this.
Lord Shri Krishna is the Lord of all kinds of trees and is indifferently supreme by achievement of all kinds of virtue. He is worshipped by the eternal maintainers of the creation, who offer him the paraphernalia of worship by touching their millions of demons to his lotus feet.
So if your head does not touch the feet of Krishna, then that will become bharam, heavy. So whenever it becomes bharam, that problem comes. Brahma, Indra. The moment they think, oh, I'm big guy, always put in trouble. Always they're in trouble. The moment. Krishna is so merciful. Krishna has no need of removing the burden of the materialistic guy. Materialistic guy means full of burden, what? Heavy head, no. They think they're very powerful. But the moment you surrendered soul, when a surrendered soul is becoming puffed up, Krishna give a tight slap immediately. Humble down. Krishna say, humble down to me. Harishyeta dhanam sanehi. Immediately take out all your pride and everything. Humble down. If you're not surrendered, Krishna will say, no, mind, you take some time. You want to enjoy everything, come to me. But a surrendered soul, when you do that, then you say, you rascal, you surrendered to me. You saw all these things. Why you want to go back? Give a slap. You say this knowledge is only actually like a helping tool to attain the prem. So it's just only for that purpose. Otherwise, this is not so important. Important thing is pleasing the spiritual master. Pleasing the spiritual master. For serving the spiritual master, whatever required I will take. Whatever not required I will not take. That is the most important aspects. That's why we should read Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Read Bhagavatam every day. What happens? Ashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata. From the heart, you can't hold Krishna in the heart. Suppose you're getting some new items to your house. Before you keep it in the house, you will clean the place now. Suppose I want some prasadam, you clean the plate and then take prasadam now. Will you take prasadam, the dirty plate? No. Similarly, if you want to sit Govinda here, Govinda you want to keep here, then you have to clean now first. Clean and prepare. Otherwise, Lord will not come. That's why Ashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Shinvata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanam Hridayandastohi Abhadrani Vidhanodi Sugursata. Vidhanodi Sugursata. So more and more, you read Bhagavatam, hear the pastimes Swakata Krishna. The more and more you hear the pastimes of the Lord, then your dirt will go away from the heart. Dirt will go away from the heart. Right? You need to read the good examples now. When you read all the stories of Mahatma Gandhi and then it is San Abraham Lincoln, Elon Musk and then Bill Gates. When you read all their story and get inspired, then you become a materialistic person. But when you hear the pastimes of Bhishma Dev and then Janak Maharaj and then Narada Muni and then Uddhava and then the Vidura, when you hear the story, then you're getting spiritually motivated. Say the Puranas are very, very important. Puranas actually store myth. It's not a myth. It's not, okay, Prabhu, actually, Krishna was so merciful. He wrote this so that we'll get inspired. Actually, this is not real. He's writing this, because suppose if you read some cooking books, you become a cook. But if you are reading so much of sex novels, then you will be agitated by sex always. Similarly, if you are reading a lot about the cricket, then you become a cricket player. But the more you read the pastimes of the devotees, then you become devotee of God. That's why this actually the whole Bhagavatam explains the beauty of the Lord, the characteristics of the Lord and the qualities of the Lord. All the six, Aishwaryascha, Samagrasya, Viryascha, the Rasa Leela Krishna was performing. It's actually very attractive quality. Beauty of Krishna, so attractive that all the gopis are running after him. At the same time, Krishna left even Radharani. Renunciation is shown. Oh, Krishna is so renounced. Ajasu Yajna, whom to give this? Who is supposed to be the, worshipped in this yajna? Who is supposed to be number one? And everybody is saying, somebody said Bhishma Dev. Bhishma said, no, I am not a brahmachari. Krishna is a brahmachari. Even though he is with 16,000, women around him. He is surrounded by thousands of women. But they are not attached. They are not attached. Not attracted by them. They are not attracted by sex. There is not even a single tinge of lust in Krishna. Who can attract Krishna? Who can attract Krishna except Radharani? Except Radharani, nobody can attract Krishna. Nobody can attract Krishna. He is just relating to them. Otherwise, he is not attracted to them. So, he should be worshipped. So, then you see, wow, Lord is so detached. Oh, Lord is so powerful. Oh, Lord is so great. For that purpose we read Bhagavad. Oh, the devotee is also great. See, Ambrish Maharaj, by pure devotion, he is, even the Lord cannot do anything to Ambrish Maharaj. Lord could not see Durvasani. Yes, Ambrish. Ambrish is higher than the Lord, than Dhruva Maharaj. Within 6 months, you can see the Lord. Within 6 months, you can see the Lord. How is it possible? And Vritasura. Or even a demon can become a devotee of the Lord, and demon can preach to Indra. You see? Even a demon can preach to Indra. And then Prahlad Maharaj. Even if you born for a demon, still you can be a devotee of the Lord. Bharat Maharaj. Even if you are a great devotee, still you can fall down. Brahma fell down. Shiva got attracted to Mohini Murti. So when you read all this and then the features of the Lord and pastimes of the Lord, first of all, it does two things. One, the dirt is going away from you. Next is your real emotion intensifies. These two things happens in the heart. Especially more and more when you start speaking about the features of the Lord, the bodily features of the Lord, it is so attractive. It is so attractive. That's why the deity worship, dressing the deities, it immediately removes the lust in the heart. The best way to remove the lust in the heart is deity worship. Worshipping the deity, the lust is going away from the heart. The desire to enjoy the senses actually going away. So it is very, very important. Ataha Sri Krishna Namadi. Can see that verse? Bhaved Grahyam Indriyahi Sevan Mukhehi Jihvadu Swayam Eva Prade. So when you appreciate Ataha Sri Krishna Nama Adi, see Adi, no, not only Nama, not only Nama. Nama Adi means, and then name, and then, the qualities, and then the features and pastimes and everything. Yeah. Yes. It's actually from Padma Puran originally. You read this? Read.
No one can understand the transcendental nature of the name, form, qualities, and pastimes of Sri Krishna through his medievally contaminated senses. Only when one becomes spiritually saturated by transcendental service to the Lord are the transcendental name, form, qualities, and pastimes of the Lord revealed to him.
Clear. It's very, very important. That's why this deity worship is very, very important. Deity and Krishna, not different. You cannot think that, deity is different, Krishna is different. Have you ever seen Krishna? Today morning you did not see Krishna at all. Who is he? Some joker. Huh? Not Krishna. See? Faithless. Have you ever seen Krishna? No, I never seen Krishna. And there's some doll inside. I just dressed them and came out. Huh? This is how we do offense inside the altar. This is how we do offense in the altar. Why? No, I never seen Krishna. Then who is he? Huh? The faith should be there. When you go inside the altar, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has come down as Achamurti, as a deity. He has come, So if you say, no, I never seen him, it means what? You're faithless. You're faithless, and then what is the use of deity worship? But whereas if you see him as a person, then you want to decorate him. I want to do this for him. I want to do that for him. I want to, tomorrow I'm dressing, what I can dress. I'll search Google. Maybe this dressing I can do, that style I can do, this style. You get, I'm cooking for Krishna today. Maybe I should give Krishna this one, some sweet, or this, or that. Otherwise, tomorrow cooking, and I just make some fried rice and come back. Or dressing tomorrow, okay, some mukur will be inside, just the mukur, put some earrings and come back. So I quickly finish and come back. I need to chant the rounds. Quickly finish and come and chant the rounds. No. You cannot do this. These are all offenses. So, this is very important, the deity worship, and it's not different from Krishna. Especially the feet of the Lord. Deity worship should start from the feet, and then from the feet you move up to the thighs, and then to the navel, and then to the chest, and then the hands, and then the neck, and then the lips, and then So, and then finally the Greta, you have to book it, you have to see that way. Srimad Bhagavatam 4:24-52. Very beautifully Lord Shiva explains the beauty of Krishna's feet. Who is explaining? Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is explaining 4:24-52. Read the Sanskrit, it is very nice. You can read Sanskrit.
Padasharat padma parlasharocisha nakad nakadyubhirnontaragham vidhunvata pradarshayasviyamapasta padam guru marga gurustamojusham.
Translation.
My dear Lord, your two lotus feet are so beautiful that they appear like two blossoming petals of the lotus flower, which grows during the autumn season. Indeed, the nails of your lotus feet emanate such a great effulgence that they immediately dissipate all the darkness in the heart of a conditioned soul. My dear Lord, kindly show me that form of yours which always dissipates all kind of darkness in the heart of a devotee. My dear Lord, you are the supreme spiritual master of everyone. Therefore, all conditioned souls covered with the darkness of ignorance can be enlightened by you as a spiritual master.
See how they are seeing Lord Shiva is looking at the feet of Krishna. And then he's saying that the two lotus feet are the beautiful, or so beautiful that they appear like the two blossom petals of the lotus flower. Indeed, the nails of the lotus feet emanate such a great effulgence that immediately dissipate the all darkness in the heart of a conditioned soul. They're looking at the feet of Krishna. Actually, the darkness in the heart is actually eradicated by the effulgence of his nails. And then he's saying, my dear Lord, please show that form to me that can dissipate the darkness of a devotee. Anyway, this is very, very important. We have to focus on the deity worship very nicely so that it is actually developing our love for the Lord. But one more important thing here is how the acharyas see this perspective. That's very interesting. We got the purport of 348. Lord was sitting, his verse is simple, translation, the verse 348. The Lord was sitting and taking rest against young banyan tree. With his right foot on the left, with the right foot on his left thigh. And although he had left all household comfort, he looked quite cheerful in their posture. So when you read this verse, you don't feel much, okay, just went to some, Saraswati, ghat, and then you're sitting there, lying like that, is just relax, and then put one leg over there, just like that, sitting there. That's how we see, but how Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur sees. It's very interesting, very beautiful, how Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur sees. According to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Lord sitting posture, keeping his back against newly grown banyan tree is also meaningful. You see, support when you are supporting to a tree, you are getting support from tree. But here, the tree is getting support of Krishna. Tree is getting the support of Krishna. What is the tree? Young grown banyan tree. Banyan tree is so big, but why is it young? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains further. Ashwatha, banyan tree, is so called because the tree doesn't die very quickly. It's a very long lifespan. It continues to live for many, many years. The Lord's legs and energies are the material ingredients, which are five in all: earth, water, fire, air, and sky. Material energy is represented by the banyan tree, are all product of his external energy. Ashwattham menam viruda moolam. Right? Where is the verse? Ashwattham yena viruda moolam. Ashwattham. Where read about Ashwattham in Bhagavad Gita? Which chapter? Where read about Ashwattham in Bhagavad Gita? 15, 16, 17. Decide among yourself. 15. 15 chapter also talks about Ashwattham.
15 1.
What is Ashwattham? According to 15 chapter. What is that? Yes. Ashwattham is compared to material world. So Krishna is sitting, supporting the Ashwattham. He is not getting supported by Ashwattham. He is giving support to Ashwattham. Material world, he is giving support. And it is so small. Why it is so small? And therefore, because it is external potency, it is kept Krishna's back. It's not before Krishna, it is behind Krishna. Because external energy. And because this particular universe is the smallest of all, the banyan tree is therefore designated as small, or as a child. Right? You know the Brahma? Brahma was very puffed up, you think. Oh, just tell Brahma has come to see. And Krishna asked Vishwbrahma. And Vishwbrahma, you know, what? Vishwbrahma? I don't know who is Brahma. I only one Brahma here. Looked around, any other Brahma is here? No. Only one Brahma is here. And then he went inside and then he spoke all the matters and then Brahma is taking leave. Then he asked him, my dear Lord, he asked which Brahma? I thought I am the only Brahma. Any other Brahma is available. Then immediately thought about all the Brahmas came. And then some had 8 heads and some had 12 and some had 100, some had thousands and then lakhs of heads and Brahma, there are only 4 heads, you know. Looked around like a children, you know, like a children sometimes they have 4 chocolates and 3 chocolates, 1 chocolate I have, you know, like that. 4 heads I have, you know. So it's the smallest. Brahma's head, number of heads in Brahma signifies the size of the universe. You know that? If the Brahma has less number, you know, like Bhumi is, the universe is small.
There is also Brahma like millions of heads.
Huh?
There is also Brahma like they have millions of heads.
Yeah. So it means how big the universe is. How big the universe is. And this banyan tree is so small. As I was just reading, I just put that discovered inhabitable planet, New Earth, which is just 40 light years from here. Just 40 light years from here. And there are oceans, there are air, there is water, just inhabitable. So they're very proud about it. Wow, not about it. Wow, not. Let us see it is correct. They invented something. First of all, how do you go there? 40 light years. Now, what is 40 light years? Even if you say you are traveling 1 light year per 1 year, 40 years to go there. Suppose they start their journey by 20 years old, you reach 60 years old. What is the use? Huh? Spend your 40 years in the plane. What kind of? Does it make any sense? First of all, you have to create a spacecraft. You have to spend so much of money for that. So much of money and so much of energy. And then, even if you found like that, how many such spacecrafts to create? How many? But even if you create, but how long it takes to go there? And that's a big austerity, you know. Suppose we fly, you know, long flight from America to India. The people, you know, they complain, oh my God, it's too much, too far. Then they take a break, you know, they get down in Dubai or something, and then they'll come. When you take a space shift from here to that earth, can you take a break in between? Okay, let us lay down moon planet. Or let us get down in, like on the way there was one planet, just let down, get down and have some chai and go back. They had to be sitting in the sky for 40 years, come on. At least 40 years you have to sit there. Okay? Then after going there, suppose if you go there, and what will be the condition of your body? Okay? How many mentally, physically, intellectually, how much of problem you should have got through? Like Sunita Williams came down, her body, she don't know, she like learning like a baby how to walk, no? Suppose this phone, if I use in the space, I speak, right? I speak, no? I'm putting down, no? In the space, if you speak, you can live like that. It will be floating on there. It will be floating. Then you go the phone from there and talk. There is no gravity, no? So, every gravity is different. Everything is, you have to learn everything from the new. Okay, these are all okay. Forget about all these things. Some or other they made it, okay? Some or other they made it. And then they go to the new earth. Earth is there, water is there, air is there, mountains are there, sands are there. Do you think no living entity there?
No?
Living entity there? They won't have some mission guns with them. They won't have some, like rockets, nuclear weapon with them. Huh? The moment you go there, you'll be killed, no? Now, suppose some aliens are coming to the universe now. Suppose some group of one new spacecraft is coming to Earth. What is NASA will do? Red carpet for them. Yes, please, sir, please come. We all live together, brothers. Do you think they'll do that? They will think how to destroy that now. Huh? Why you want to waste money on this, first of all? And people are saying, very nice, super, fantastic. Well, NASA is so great. Indians are just wasting time on the field. Some comment on the field. Indians are wasting time on the field. See, they are going to, they created something. Waste of time. This tapasya is useless. Whereas our tapasya is so simple. Wake up in the morning, chant your rounds, do some preaching, whatever you can, you do. No comparison also, he is doing better than you. His bhakti is better. No comparison. Just be yourself and then try whatever you can, you do. Read books, understand the philosophy and preach. That we complain so much. But how much austerity you should do materially achieve something? And this is about the smallest universe, they cannot find out. What about the biggest universe? As he said, millions of heads, Brahma. How big the universe will be?
That Brahma will come here, only the Brahma will be capture the universe. No, millions of heads.
Clear. So, you can see very beautifully explained that Tyaktva Pippalam indicates Tyaktva Pippalam. You see, Tyaktva means what? He is leaving. Pippala indicates that he has finished now his pastimes in this particular universe, but since the Lord is absolute, eternally blissful, there is no difference between living or accepting. So, he is leaving this planet. That's why he left everything and then sitting there. And the leg also, the posture like leaving, he's just leaving the posture. So this is what Acharya says. That's why it is always important to read the purport, then you understand the actual meaning hidden behind this. So it's very important to meditate on the features of the Lord. You have anything to add? Any questions?
Why we read scriptures on motive?
Just don't know.
Some different rules and like some says that
Different Prabhu say different thing means they are not following philosophy. All Prabhu will say the same thing. If some Prabhu is telling different means that Prabhu is not following the Sampradaya. Prabhupada say Guru is one. If you read the books of Prabhupada, read the book of Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no difference. Same. It cannot be different. If different means something is not right in the philosophy.
Read books and get knowledge, and the knowledge used for preaching for Prabhupada.
That's what. See, that is to serve the. That's why I'm saying you should read the knowledge to serve the spiritual master. You are not learning philosophy to become knowledgeable. You are learning philosophy to serve the spiritual master. If you are not going to serve the spiritual master, then don't unnecessarily waste your time of gaining knowledge. You can gain knowledge. We are not against that. You can gain knowledge, but you should not forget to put your head on the feet of Krishna and other devotees. If you gain knowledge and then you think that I know more than you, I know the best, you don't know anything about more than that, then you will fall down. So, I'm not telling don't read, I'm saying that read at the same time develop humility. If you don't have humility, be careful. Develop the humility first. Otherwise, it will simply be a burden. So you read philosophy and then preach. Some devotees will go. I know one devotee, he said, "Oh, I preach. First of all, ask them to become vegetarians first. I want Prabhupada tell you to make them to chant Krishna's name. So when you're going outside and quoting so many things for what? Why? What is the purpose?
To make them chant. To make them chant.
No.
To bring them to Prabhupada.
You have to make them read Prabhupada books. You can't do nothing. You cannot make them chant, you cannot make them walk, you cannot make them nothing. Maybe you can do, I can't do. Vishnu Shakti Vina. Which verse? Chaitanya Charitamrita?
Antya.
So, without the mercy of Vishnu,
Antya 7:11.
huh?
Antya 7:11.
Show the verse.
कलिकालेर धर्म कृष्ण नाम संकीर्तन कृष्ण शक्ति विना नाही ताप प्रवर्तन.
What is it? Which verse?
कृष्ण शक्ति विना नाही ताप प्रवर्तन.
Which verse?
Sorry?
What's number?
Antya 7:11.
711.
Okay. Antya 7:11.
Krishna Shakti Vinava. Kalikalera Dharma Krishna Nama Sankirtana. Krishna Shakti Vina Na He Tara Pravartana. Read.
The fundamental religious system in the age of Kali is the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Unless empowered by Krishna, one cannot propagate the Sankirtan movement.
So you can't do anything without getting the power of Krishna. So who all got empowered by Krishna here? Anybody? Oh, Divya Krishna Prabhu got empowered. Okay. Except Divya Krishna Prabhu. So our job is to connect them to someone who is empowered by Krishna. Who is that? Prabhupada. So when you go book distribution, when you quote the slokas, when you quote this, when you quote that, your motive should be that some or other this fool must get this book in his hand. Some or other you should take the book in the hand. For that purpose we preach. For that purpose we give philosophy. Then only preaching is successful. Otherwise we think that, oh, I am quoting that. No. This verse is very powerful. By hearing this word, he is going to change. I am going to chant from Sandarbhas, Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami. When you try to do that, See, Sandarbhas and all those things, again, as I said, this is the next level. After Aradha is removed, then you go to that level of Bhava and then Asakti. After Nishtha, until Nishtha, your Bhakti is only Anartha. Only to remove the dirt from the heart. Adav Shraddha, Tato Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha. Under this Nishtha platform, your reading is only to remove the anarthas. Right? But Madhuri Kadambini explains that after Nishtha also, anartha will be there. Majority is removed, but until will be still there. That also you should. Until you go to the Bhava stage, it is still there. Then after Nishtha, then what?
Ruchi.
Then read Bhagavatam for Ruchi. Right? Aham sarvasya Prabhu, Mata sarvam pravartate, idimatva bhajante ma, Buddha bhava samvita. What is the meaning? What is the meaning of this verse?
I am
10.2 point? 8 point? 7 point?
the greatest of all.
You are the greatest of all? Verse number 10.8. Aham sarvasya Prabhu. The basic verse, no, how you don't know the number? Preacher. I am the source. Read this.
I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me, the wise who perfectly knows this. The wise who perfectly knows this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts.
Did you just now when you read this, did you got the taste of the meaning of the sloka or not?
Yeah, I got.
You got the taste? Sour, sweet or salt? What is the taste?
Christmas as well.
Little,
Little test.
You got the taste, huh?
little.
I don't get any taste. So somebody called Krishna is there somewhere. He is the master of all the spiritual material world. Everything comes from him. Okay. What I can do is very simple. How many verses in Bhagavatam? And Sukadeva Goswami explained this to Parikshit Maharaj. Any tea break of how long per day?
Prabhu?
Chai break was there. Chai. And Parikshit Maharaj hearing, Sukadeva was hearing Bhagavatam, chai. Start. Anybody was selling anything like that? Any buffet was there? For lunch, Prabhu, today lunch is, anything was there? Any purport of all the verses? If you continuously read 18,000 verses day and night, how long it takes to finish? Does it really require 7 days and night? 24 hours you read. Only the sloka. Even if you want to sing like Dharma Kshetre, even if you want to sing like it also, 7 days not required. Why 7 days and night took to cover 18,000 slokas?
Because Parikshit Maharaj in between went to Bhavas.
Yes, they get ecstasy. The moment they hear something, they get into ecstasy, then they got meditating on that. But do we get? I'm talking now, explaining Chaturabhujam. Nothing happened, no. No realization, no bhava, nothing, But actually the verse was so nice today. I was able to appreciate it, but I don't feel anything. That's why it's very nicely, beautifully explaining, how the Lord looks like. It's nice. But I don't have no bhava. I don't feel anything at all. But when the acharyas, when they read that, then they get ecstasy by hearing this. And Prabhupada chanting Charan, otherwise voice choke and then he sit like that, he did not continue. And then the devotees, the Prabhupada could not come out of this, and then Prabhupada stopped this and then chanted Hare Krishna. And then they are chanting Hare Krishna. And then after that, they asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, when you are singing Charada Madhava, you stopped between why? And Prabhupada, did I? Did I? Prabhupada said that. Even the Jarada Madhava, why Prabhupada repeatedly asked us to sing?
It describes all Krishna's qualities.
Yes, Prabhupada explains the Jarada Madhava song. It's a complete Vrindavan explanation. How the Vrindavan looks like. Prabhupada always explains it. That is Bhava. Then once you reach Bhava stage, then you must read advanced literatures. Then you read advanced literatures. Of course, even if you read basic literature also, that looks advanced to you. That's why I gave the example, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu, simple words. But it should be realized that Aham Sarvasya Prabhu means, you should be visualizing Krishna sitting, and then controlling the whole thing, everything under him, Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Varuna, everybody is bowing down to him, and then you get the scene in your heart. And then, your hair should be standing on the straight, and then your voice choke up. That is Bhava. Until you come to that platform, this knowledge is simply to eradicate the darkness. But after that, the same knowledge will help you to, increase your emotion. What is that? Asakti? What is that? After Ruchi? Asakti? After Asakti? Bhava? After Bhava? Prema. So, reading books, hearing the Katha, Harikatha, will take you to that platform. Yeah. So this plays two roles. One is to remove the darkness, other thing is to intensify our emotions. Two roles. Anything else? Any questions? Make sure they fill the water. 4 minutes. All the buckets are filled in the ashram.
Aryan, Dravidian, what you said? Aryan, regarding Aryan.
You can just go to Veda base and then you search all the word Aryans. You can see here. I show a sample here. You search Aryan. You can't see here now. Just show Aryan. Yeah. Read in the mic.
The word Aryan is applicable to persons who know the value of life and have a civilization.
Okay, next.
Vedic literature. Vedic literatures many times after taking
Go up.
such a person.
Go up. Oh my Lord, a person who is chanting your holy name, although born of low class family, like the Chandala, taking bath and all such a person is considered to be the best of Aryan family. Okay, here doesn't explain about what is Aryan. Okay, go next place.
The great.
Next. Aryan,
The
civilization. Next. The difference between Aryan and non-Aryan, the Sura and Asura, the standard of spiritual advancement. Again, civilization, culture. Next. Aryan refers to civilized. Next. So like that, wherever you see Aryan, it only explains the
civilized.
Doesn't explain Aryan means North India, South India, it's not. It's not actually appreciated. Prabhupada never speaks like that. It's like Dravida. Yeah. Next.
King Malayadwaja.
The tract of land known as Dravida. Dravida is not culture. Dravida is actually next. Dravida
Desha.
Desha. Desha means country.
Desha in South India.
Actually, it's Utkal. Utkal is separate.
And Jana the song already mentioned already.
So it start from Gujarat, and then Kerala, and then Maharashtra also, and then like Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, all these areas is actually Dravida Desha. And above this, Utkal is there. Utkal is Orissa, and then like that, different provinces there. Next,
But in the song is saying Gujarat, Maratha means different.
whatever is only land. Okay, which five you check? You can check. Next, again Dravida Desha. Next, Dravida Raja. Again. Next. Go to this. South India, province.
Yes.
So wherever you see Dravida, it explains only the land. Aryan, civilized, culture. This is how it's explained. Clear?
So like people are thinking that Dravidian is a culture and Aryan is also a culture.
Yeah. Dravida has no culture.
Means the people of Dravidian descent is called Dravidian.
Yeah, you are Indian, but Vaishnav. You are Indian or Vaishnav. So even though you say I am Vaishnav, but it's a two different. You are also Indian. You cannot deny the fact you are not Indian. You are Indian, but a Vaishnav. But there is no such thing called Indian Vaishnav. You are Indian because of birth. Belong to from where you are from. But Vaishnav based on your culture. You cannot compare these two things. Similarly, you are Aryans. I am Aryan. I don't know. I am trying to be Aryan, born in Dravida Desh. I am trying to be Aryan, born in Dravida Desh. You are Aryan from Utkal. That's it. Aryan is a culture. That's why Shankaracharya, he called himself as Dravida Sisu. Dravida Sisu, he called himself as, like, born, Dravida, born here. He called like that. But he was following all Vedic civilization, It's Aryan. Here?
Yes.
You were showing that 1943.
Mike.
1943.
You go to that place.
Water is kept. Tank is full. And ask them to on.
Yeah, it is mentioned here like
Huh?
thus Vishmadeva merged himself in the super soul Lord Shri Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, with his mind, speech, sight, and actions, and thus he became silent and his breathing stopped. So it is like he got Sahuja Mukti, or he got a form, because it is mentioned, no, he merged himself,
Merged in what?
like mind, speech, sight, and action.
Now you are also now merged in my talking now.
Okay.
Like a boy is merged in thought of his girlfriend. The girl is merged in thought of his boyfriend. So merge doesn't mean in person. Merge means the thoughts. Merge. Merged means merged in Krishna. Merged in Krishna by words, by action. You're looking at Krishna and then you can see that, description how it is explained. And then, you're just looking at Krishna and then you die. Looking at Krishna's eyes and then, you can see that Bhishma. Later also, Haridas Thakur also, you see the same thing. You will be calling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and then you'll be holding his eyes and then looking at the eyes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu leave his body. And there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained that Haridas Thakur left the body just like Bhishma left his body. Vishwade, how he left the body. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Haridas how he left the body. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. So merge doesn't mean that impersonal. Merge means, like rapt attention is also called as merge. Sayujya. Yeah, but Yujya what? Yujya in the feature of the Lord. Feature of the Lord. It is not Sayujya. He went back to Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha Loka. Okay. Anything else? Okay, nothing else. You can stop here. Rudraksh Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.